Once I got that high of that money, I just couldn't, put it away. My name is Julian Martinez. I'm from Dallas, Texas. What led up to my incarceration was just greed, basically. It wasn't so much I was hooked on anything. It was just that greed so much. Not so much just like a drug abuse or anything, but that was my addiction. No matter what it was, $10, $15 or 10, 15,000, I'm gonna go get it. That's just what it was right there. I was selling drugs. That's what led me to my incarceration. Just that first time, first time you do something that's exciting, you get that adrenaline, that rush, or whatever. If it's just a hand-to-hand transaction, I'll give you a bag or whatever, you give me $20, and that adrenaline, it just, I kept wanting it, more and more and more. It just, I could never feed it as much as, like a drug addiction or whatever. I can just shove something up my nose and be satisfied or whatever. It's the money, me being greedy, I could never reach, a certain standard of being satisfied with what I made. I served time, Reno, Kansas, Leavenworth. I grew up, basically in there. I went there when I was 20 and I came when I was 32. So, I basically spent my little time in there, my kid times to my adult times, basically in there. There's one thing in there. It's either you're going to grow quick or you're going to, you're going to get messed around with. The thing that kept me going, the motivation was my kids, my family. And a certain situation happened where I wasn't able to reach out to them or provide for them because they were taken. So my state of mind was like, forget everything. I'm just going to do this time. I'm not going to think about anything. So the whole time I was in there, I was kind of like, like a knucklehead and this and that. And it took my kids to come back, me to talk to them or whatever, anything like that, to be like, look, if I keep messing up, I'm going to stay in here. And it's not going to let me, get out anytime sooner if I don't start acting right. That was my main focus, was just, everything put off for the kids and stuff. But then when the situation happened, I was just like, it's really no point. But that's just the main thing was just, my kids. That's what kept me going. When I first got out, I was on an ankle monitor, and one of my friends called me and said, "Hey, there's this place hiring, Cornbread Hustle." I'm like, man, that sounds like some made up, whatever stuff or whatever. They're like, no, for real, they'll hire us. We're on a monitor, leg monitor, whatever. At the time, the halfway house wasn't trying to hear it because of the pandemic that was going on. They didn't want us to go and do the interviews, but Cornbread Hustle, they gave us that chance to be like, hey, look, prove us, show us, or get out the way is basically what they told us. So we get out, stuff like that. Originally, I was driving the forklift, but as I was where I'm at right now, I done, moved up to truck operator, loader, palletizer, anything or whatever they need. I learned a little bit of everything. They taught me everything I needed to know in that time period. So I can be, one day I can go in there, drive the forklift. One day I can go in there, stack some boxes. One day I'll go in there and tell the truckers what to do, or the loads, or move them, or anything like that. So, it's just different jobs, different opportunities and stuff up there. I'm already going on almost a year and a couple months there where I'm at right now. My comfort level at the job is everything's good. Everybody's good there. The environment's good. The people talk to you right and everything. Now I'm actually having to work for it and to actually see what I work for. And at the end of the week, to be like, okay, I put this many hours to get this much amount of money and stuff like that. As far as like now, I'm thinking like, how can I make more money than what I'm making instead of, the street way, or making it the smart way. They're good people, very good people. Right there, they're very good people. They work with you. If something happens at one job, they're gonna work with you. If whatever decides to come to Cornbread or whatever, they're gonna help you. They're gonna give you the opportunity. They're gonna show you. They're gonna give you the tools and everything you need to become successful if you want it. That's basically what it is. If you want it, it depends on how hard you want it. It's there. If you don't want it, you can sit there and collect unemployment, but who wants that?